Hey everyone, this is Kaisifer. Welcome back. It's been quite some time, but we're finally back with yet another video. So today we're going to be talking about transport systems in the Nether. In particular, we're going to be talking about shifting floors to collect items in the Nether. So if you've actually checked out my basalt farm video, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Basically, the basalt farm has a bunch of basalt falling over a pretty large area in the Nether, and the sort of focus of the farm is of the shifting floor design is to get all of these into one spot. Now, one alternative is to just put hoppers all over the place, but even over here, because this is a 5 by 5, and 5 pieces of iron for each is about 125 pieces of iron. If you don't have an iron farm, it's pretty bad, and it also causes a lot of lag when it's not running. Alternatively, if you're in the overworld, you could use water. But obviously, water in the nether does not work. Right now, I'm in the overworld because lighting. But yeah, so you do need another technique, and that's where the shifting floor design comes in. So the concept of the shifting floor design is basically just variable height in blocks. So obviously, if you have a block and the player's hitbox is colliding with it, if, let's to put this. So as you can see, this is the hitbox of the block. Now, in case um, that's the hitbox of the item entity. Now, in case a block was to intercept that, as in if this was to push it, this is basically intersecting with that, so that actually gets pushed across. So that's the concept that we use over here. If I was to go into my F3 menu and I stood on this iron block, you can check the Y value in the top left corner is 31. If I go here, it's 30.9375. It's about, actually, I'm not going to do any maths, but it's slightly lower. Next up, we've got soul sand, which is even lower, surprisingly, even though it doesn't look like it. Then you've got slabs. There's unfortunately nothing in the middle. You've got trapdoors, and then you've got carpets. As you can see, for every single step, the Y value changes. So what happens here is that if the block falls on this, and if you were to somehow push this whole section in front, this hitbox would actually collide with the block's thing, basically. And then that would get pushed over to this X value. And then when it comes back, this is already sunk down. So the next time that it pushes front, this path block is going to intercept that and push it ahead. Then it's going to come here. Then the soul sign is going to push and intercept it, and so on and so forth. So taking that into consideration, we come up with this build. So it's once again the same concept. We've got a layer of slabs below because of the carpet needing this. So we've got those 6 blocks. And obviously, since it's going to be uniform, you want an identical thing on the other side. One thing to make sure that you don't do here is to allow blocks to fall on this, because there's nothing actually pushing that. So you want all your blocks to fall over here, and you can get it to fall over here as well, because technically the piston is a full block, so it will still push the item. So what's happening here is this piston is supposed to get activated, push across, and yeah, it basically pushes across. But then you're also supposed to get these blocks back, which is why you have the piston on the other end. Now, in case you didn't have the iron bar in the middle, you wouldn't actually have a way for the items to fall through. So that's why there's an iron bar here. And it also basically connects the 2 segments together. So just to see this thing in action, I hope I explained that part right. So you can just activate this. And as you can see, it just stays there. So now we have to get it back because the soul sand will basically take the spot here. So we can just go push it back. And as you can see, the basalt has fallen down to the soul sand level. We go here, it's now in the X value, like the coordinate of the slab after retraction. So we get the trap and it falls back down. So yeah, that's the basic concept. It just goes on and on. And this is currently just in a line. So as you can see, it is actually just pointing towards the center. So now if I was to automate this, just to show this, I'm going to drop a single item on every single block here. I'm using the hitboxes so that you can see it slightly better. And yeah, so if I was to let this run after doing this, you can see all of them getting accumulated and center. This one's glitching out of it. It normally does not happen, so this is the beginning. But yeah, okay, so that's like a very tiny loss. If I wanted to break this, unfortunately, I'm not going to do this. This is just like a very temporary setup, basically an observer detecting when the block pushes, powering this redstone lamp and powering this in turn. On this side, we're doing an 8-tick delay, observer observing that, just a lot of random stuff here. Not too important, because the biggie is this. This is what you actually want. So we've got a large area of items and blocks And yeah, basically you've got a large dropship. This could be a mob farm, this could be a basalt farm, but basically you've got items falling down here. The area that you don't want your items falling down are right adjacent to the piston. So this whole line is where you don't want a single item falling. Uh, in this case, you can let them fall on these iron blocks, but you can't let them fall in this gap. Obviously, because if it falls in the gap, it doesn't get pushed. I mean, it falls into the nether and whatnot. But yeah, if it falls over here, once the pistons extend, it just falls down. So you don't want that. So just to see this thing in action, once again, I'm just well, that was not the right block. Yeah, let's just place a. I mean, just throw down an absolute ton of basalt just to see what's going to happen here. So what's going to happen is this set of pistons is going to fire, push everything this way, then that set of pistons here, this set of pistons here, and this set of pistons back. So basically you've got this cycle going around, and let's actually turn this on. So this is going to initiate a pulse, 4-tick delay extends all these pistons, and 4-tick there, which extends all those, and so on and so forth. And yeah, as you can see, falls straight in to the hole, which is, as I said, sort of the purpose of this. So the way that you want to go about building this is you set up this thing. So we've got 11 by 11, max size is 11 by 11. You could actually don't go any larger because then it won't be an even number. But yeah, so first up you want to start off with this pattern going ahead, and you want your iron bar there. Next up you need a couple of things. All right, so once you've got a couple of things, the first thing you want to do is sort of block off the other the part under the iron bar. This is basically where your collection chamber is going to be. So yeah, basically just make some kind of collection chamber here. Now, one important thing you're going to have to do later on is actually block off all of these, because this hole is going to be cycling around and you don't want the hole to come on this block. So I'll explain that in a couple of seconds. But then you want to find one side that you want to start with, any arbitrary side, and just place a bunch of pistons going across the edge. This is extremely slow going. I should have chosen another way to do this. So yeah, once you've got those placed down, place a line of solid blocks and then some redstone to just power them all. Next, what you can do, what I suggest doing, is just place an observer in such a way that it powers all the blocks. So now that all of these are extended, what you can do is you can extend this line of blocks over here, giving a block space, and corresponding to every single block that you have, place one piston. At the corner, you don't need to place this block, I just like doing it. Place a block, and then off the block, place a repeater. I like 4 ticks because it's slow enough, in all honesty. And then do the same thing again, just start all of them. So it goes over to the next one, give it a block's gap, and then extend all the way. And yeah, just repeat this one more time. Alright, so once you've completed the fourth side, what you want to do is place a block here, obviously, and extend this all the way, place yet another repeater, 4 ticker, and redstone dust. Next up, you need to construct the initiator, so you place a couple of slime blocks on top, then an observer powering that. Then you basically want to drop down stuff, and yeah, basically what this is, I did not explain it while building it. This is basically what an off switch is. So this lever, when I push it back up, it will basically pull everything out of the way, so the chain actually gets interrupted, which does remind me that I'm actually supposed to power this one more time, otherwise you'll have some problems. Yeah, so you want this to be your default position. So the chain actually gets broken, so the default position is saved. When you activate this pushes down. The observer also gets activated, which powers the block, which sets off the chain. So we can actually see that in action here. Next up, all your items will be collected on this block, and what you can actually do here, in case your storage system is elsewhere, you can get some glazed terracotta and replace this block with it. Grab a bunch of packed ice, normal ice, either one works, and place it here. Next up, you want to grab a piston, sorry, a slime block, stick this in here, and yeah, this is a really cool and simple way to make an item transporter, a longer distance item transporter. So all the items get funneled here, and then you carry on. All right, so with this, what you've actually got yourself is a really cool long distance item transporter. This can, based on whether you use packed ice, blue ice, or standard ice, this can traditionally launch blocks pretty long distance. And this is really useful in the Nether. You can use it for sorting systems and like a lot of things. As you can see, I mean, this is a lot better than even a water stream in terms of speed and distance. Um, Only thing, just remember to use immovable blocks or glazed terracotta, and you will need a sticky block here. So yeah, that's basically it for the shifting floor design. So anyways guys, thanks for watching. This means guys, if I'm not so Shafna, I should see you in the next video. Or alternatively, you could catch me live streaming. I'm trying to live stream every Thursday, but I seem to be messing up Thursdays because I do stream in the middle of the night. So it's either Thursday or Friday, but you can catch those live streams if you can. So subscribe to catch those. I normally don't tell people to subscribe, but yeah, you know, it's a live stream and I do get pretty lonely on occasion. So yeah, drop by if you can. And yeah, stay tuned to the channel and drop any more suggestions for things that I should build in tutorial form. So anyways guys, thanks for watching. This means guys, I'm Shafna. I shall see you in the next video.